What up, everybody? It's your boy Asian. I'm back here again. Coming to you the next early afternoon. Coming from that Michigan game, had another night game against Purdue on the Big Ten Network. Thank goodness I get to watch my team. I just want to say, make a quick PSA, and I also get to watch my team. Michigan Big Ten has the media rights deal with Fox and company. NBC and CBS. I want to shout out to all the people who have YouTube TV and didn't cave in to give into ESPN's demands. They need to get YouTube TV, and ESPN need to figure. ESPN is being greedy bastards, man. We need to get this figured out. So there's a lot of games I didn't even get to watch. Closely follow my team, but I just want to get it out there. Everybody needs to stand up and fight for that, man. But with that being said, Michigan, in the ugly game, we were sick about last week's game, running the football like crazy against a rival Michigan State, but they came out and got a win, a lot of injuries. But Michigan wins 21-16 in an ugly game. It got real scary. Michigan was playing with their food and let Purdue hang in this game. It was, in my opinion, Purdue played hard. Shout out to Barry Odom and company. Purdue's 16 straight Big Ten losses. They're getting better. They play hard. But Michigan shot themselves in the foot time and time again in this game and just let Purdue hanging, and it wasn't over till pretty much Jordan Marshall scored that touchdown late in the game, and then Michigan got the ball back at the end of the game. 4 or 5 minutes left and was able to run the clock out. With that being said, coming into this game, boy, let me tell you about these injuries that Michigan had. Banged up is not the word. And some of the guys who were, if you were nicked up, you didn't even need to see the field or play in this game. Out coming into this game, both starting linebackers, Cole Sullivan, who I believe is dealing with a shoulder injury. We don't know the significance of the injury. Jimmy Roder, who was out with a lower body injury. I think that's more rest, especially them heading into their bye week this week. Ron Moore's been out. I guess he reactivated his knee injury again. Said that he should be back this week. And the big mysterious injury is Justice Haynes, who was on the sideline in a boot on the chair. So I don't know how serious it is. He got nicked up towards the end of the Michigan State game. He was already nicked up coming to this game, so I don't know how serious the injury is. The staffing company, of course, college football does not by any means address injuries or give very specifics, which is very, very frustrating because we want to know. And they won't tell you. And then Hogan Hansen was questionable coming into this game. He didn't play, so not much of a surprise in my opinion. But then on the first drive defensively, Michigan's able to get a stop. Jayshon Barham is rushing. He hits the guy to engage, and then he kind of like holds aside a little bit, goes to the sideline. Comes back on street clothes. So I don't know if that was just a precautionary injury for something serious. I don't know. But like I said, they got a bye week coming out. And then also, Donovan McCulley did not first catch his first catch in the second half. He got nicked up. His face kind of planted, hit the ground, and he's out for the rest of the game. So now we're relying more on younger guys again thereafter. So it kind of is crazy with the injuries they have. So it's a lot of young guys playing. Chase Taylor, the young guy, played. Nathaniel Boateng played. You got Jaden Sanders, of course, Elijah Dotson. So some of these young guys, a lot of these freshmen playing. Jamar Broder finally got in. He made a crucial drop on the first drive in the second half. But just coming in with these injuries is crazy, man. Michigan is facing an uphill battle, and I think it's just a youth movement. You got 6 starters on offense who are true freshmen or redshirt freshmen. So you're learning on the fly, and it is coming with a lot of mistakes. Big time. Let's talk about Bryce. Bryce had the game we call the real true freshman game, where this was the game where he looked like a freshman, played like a freshman, and it almost cost Michigan. They're able to find it out. He just did not have it today. Coming into that first drive, he throwing high, just missed Jamar Broder over the seam. Roll out to the right. Zach Marshall's wide open. He throws it over his head, and that usually he's good on rolling out. Then there was another pass early through Samaj and went through Samaj's hands. Had another play to McCulley on a play action pass down into the end zone. It was a nice ball. I think McCulley should have grabbed it. I don't think it was Bryce's fault. McCulley should have went after that, in my opinion. Just saying. But he even missed Marlon Klein on a wheel route. Marlon Klein's open, and he kind of just underthrows him and just ducks. His footwork was off. He was just not bad today. There was a play late in that second half where he's scrambling out to his left, and Marsh is kind of covered, and there's a defender sitting right over Marsh and the safety over top. And he forces it in, and the receiver, the DB jumps in and picks it. But if you look at the still replay, excuse me, guys, I don't know what he's seeing because McCulley's wide open and in the back of the left end zone. And just simple plays like that. Then Then in that late in that game, in the third quarter, Michigan runs a trick play, a beautiful exit trick play down to the sideline. Zach Marshall goes on the sideline. Next play, Bryce is doing a kind of a QB power run to the right side. He's running. He's getting the first down. They're going to be inside the 5, and the defender pokes the ball out of Bryce, rolls into the back of the end zone. Then there's a touchback. Just these costly mistakes. But the one before halftime, the interception, Michigan was able to score right before the half, got the ball back because the punter shanked the punt. And then they were able to punch it in with Jordan Marshall touchdown. So just things like that. So yes, it kind of feels like he's regressing these last couple games. The confidence is shaking. He's pressing too much. He was 13 for 22 for 145 with the pick. He was able to run for about a little over 35 yards. So he's able to run a little bit more. I like that. If he didn't like what he seen, he took it off. So you got to continue to instill confidence in him. And we did. Like I said, it's the use movement. He was using his eyes. He just was short, missing plays. Footwork wasn't great today, and he had the game. And it's amazing that they were able to get the victory, but you got to coach him up, especially after a win. It's nice to get a win, but you want to get the guys coached up, and he has to be better. I said the team's struggling. They just have a youth move right now. So you have a freshman Andrew Morris out to Jamar Browder. Channing Goodwin made a catch in this game. We got to utilize these tight ends more, man. So it was ugly on offense. They were still able to manage 398 yards of total offense in this game. But this game we're gonna look back on this game and call it the Jordan Marshall show. In Michigan, we thought, hey, they're running the ball too much, but they needed it today, especially from Jordan Marshall with Justin Haynes being out. Jordan Marshall, star of this game, man. He was a complete stud in this game. Shout out to Jordan Marshall. 185 yards, 3 touchdowns. That one touchdown when they got up was 21. They scored that touchdown. Jordan Marshall was literally getting his leg held. He somehow get out of the pile on a long run into the end zone. He just carried his game, and he was the heart and soul of this team. He got banged up late in that game. Was kind of holding his calf. My jaw almost hit the floor because I was like, we can't afford another injury, and I thought it was a serious calf injury because he was holding the back of his calf. But I think it ended up just being a cramp, and he was the workhorse today. Cuz Dog came in for a few carries, but hey, they did what they needed to do. 25 carries. This is what I like to call it. This is the perfect time for a bye week because we need to get this team healthy for the down the stretch as you got to play. You got to play Northwestern at Wrigley Field, then at Maryland, so 2 road games, and then the banger of them all playing Ohio State, who's playing at a phenomenal level. Their passing game has been elite. I still think they're struggling to run the football, but they've been elite in the passing game. It's kind of like when that year C.J. Stroud was on the tear throwing the football. That's kind of how their offense is moving right now. It's through the air. Well, Michigan has the recipe in order to beat Ohio State, but we'll get to that game later. We still have a bye week, pretty much 3 weeks. For to get in order, and his passing game has to improve. I know he threw for more yards this game, 13 for 22, gave him more looks, but 5 or 6 throws he could have had back, and he's gotta be better. But like I said, this is a youth movement in Ann Arbor. I believe they are the youngest team in the Big Ten, so this is a good sign that all these guys are getting in and playing through the fire. And luckily, playing these young guys and the youth didn't cost them the game because you still have everything you're looking for. But right now, this is just the average football team, man. This is not a national caliber football team, national championship caliber football team. If they get in the playoff, great. That'll be a stepping stone and an improvement to where I thought they would be. I said 9 wins. I thought they were going to get this year, and they're on track to get that. So they can. The eyes going to 9-2 at Ohio State is playing Ohio State is very, very possible. But like I said, it was very frustrating to watch. I just think they should have dominated this team, but just having all these young guys playing just is a tough thing, man. It's a tough thing. You got to balance. And Sharon wasn't happy after the game. He even said there's a lot to take away in a win, so that's good. You still got something to look forward to because all wins are good. But that being said, you still got to play with some emphasis. You still got to coach your mistakes. Just because you win doesn't mean there's not mistakes that need to be played. So ugly game, but the run game was able to lead the way today. Passing game was a little better, but we're still coming along. And like I said, we still need more elite receivers, especially, like I said, with McCulley. When I don't know what his injury is, but you didn't have no true vet alpha dog wide receiver. It's Marsh. He's the most comfortable throwing the ball to Andrew Marsh. Clearly, they have that connection. But we're going to have to get better in the offseason at receiver. But got to take this win with a grain of salt. I'll take it. 7-2, like I said. Everything is still in front of them, and they're lucky their schedule is playing out the way it has for them. So these young guys continue to get better. But I'll take the win. And Sharon Moore doesn't make anything fun. I know a lot of people are tired of his shenanigans and his act. And they were a little more aggressive in the passing game today, but I still need to see more of that game plan that we've seen in the Washington game. So we'll see what happens. But the bye week is much needed. Need to heal up, rest up, watch some film, get better, keep that in confidence instilled, and gotta learn through your mistakes and go through adversity. So that's what I like to see. So I'm happy about that right there. Say go win, bye week, baby. Much needed for the boys in blue. Hail to the victors, man. I'm excited, man. And people, please tell YouTube TV, ESPN to figure this stuff out because it's crazy right now. And then shout out to Michigan's defense. I believe they played well. I know Purdue had the ball for 32 minutes. They had one drive where that's for 9.5 minutes, 16 play drive, but it was all dink and dunk and short passes. So they were trying to keep Michigan off the field. But the defense played well, especially with a lot of young guys getting playing time. Even seeing Caleb Anderson back. So it was all hands on deck right now. And that's what we need. Depth is a matter, but we're getting thin. But much needed. Hopefully we can get most of the guys back, if not everybody back after coming into this Northwestern game, because these next 3 games will tell the story of the season. So, hey, appreciate the love and support. Don't forget to like, love, subscribe to this video. It's always blue. Every hail to the victors. Go blue. It's your boy AJ, and I'm out. Peace. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also follow me on Twitter. That's at Keeping the Score.